What's up, everybody? For some reason, I'm not you. How you fellas doing tonight?
Good. Good.
Fantastic.
Good.
I hope that didn't echo. Somebody's over here and pulled it up, and we got a delay going on. But anyways, I'm glad to see you guys. How's everybody's holidays?
Good.
Yeah. So I went to Florida for Christmas and it was great. It's fantastic.
So I just want to say to El Buffalo, it's kind of weird not being around you.
Having withdrawals, are you?
Yeah. Especially green chili. They don't have any good green chili around here. So
Oh yes, we do. You just haven't had it yet. Okay.
Same.
You know what? I'm just gonna shut up about it.
there's only one place to get some good green chili. But I had a great holiday. I got to hang out with this guy right here.
I had a great time.
Yep. And then also got to hang out with this guy. So it was a good time. So tonight we got two great guests. We got HDVIBE and we have SinisterClutch. They're going to be our two first guests on this channel, and we're also going to cover the topic of tags, hashtags, meta tags with the videos. I just feel like it's a good topic, good important thing, especially for new channels starting out, because it's kind of a well, I want to say it's tough. I'm still learning it. I'm sure you guys are still learning it. It's a big thing to learn. So we're going to bring on our first guest, and are you ready, Adam?
I am ready.
All right. Welcome, HDVIBE. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks, guys.
Let's see here. Well, let me do this. Yes, it will. So, for everybody, this is HDVIBE up on the big screen. As you guys see, we threw his channel link out. And for us, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a 5-question lightning round just so we get this kicked off and people kind of get to know who you are. So,
Sounds
with
good.
that being said,
Hopefully, it's not too lightning like.
it might be shocking. All right, Adam, you ready?
I'm ready. So
All right,
just answer as fast as you can. So which would you rather do, Sturgis or Daytona?
Daytona.
All right. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
All right. So beer or liquor?
Liquor.
All right. Favorite superhero?
Superman.
All right.
Ooh, Superman.
Superman.
Whew.
I figured
No
it'd be
wrong answer, right?
no. There's no wrong answers on this one.
So, HDVIBE, if you would, please introduce your channel and what you're about on your channel.
Yep. So, I'm Rick, and I run the HDVIBE channel. I started the channel. My first video I posted about middle of August. And really, it's all about tips, tricks, rides, reviews, installs. I have 2 Harley Davidsons, and then I cover some stuff just around motorcycles and motorcycle community in general, and some kind of human interest kind of stuff as well. I'm looking forward to. I'm based in I'm in St. Louis, so we're in the midst of winter, so it's not the greatest for getting out and riding much. But I do ride pretty much year round. I don't put my bikes away. So if we get a reasonable day, I'll get out and ride. So it's a little bit about the channel.
What bikes do you have?
So I have a 2015 Street Glide Special, and then I have a 2019 Road King Special, And then my first bike that I got when I started riding again as an adult is a V-Star 1100 Classic Silverado.
Alrighty. I know. And just looking at your channel, you're doing a lot of stuff with the Road King. As a street glide owner myself, do you have any plans to do anything with the street glide? Any more upgrades on that going forward? Kind of mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, I have really focused on the Road King mostly because it's the newer of the two bikes, and most of the stuff that I've been doing on the Road King Special I've already done on the Street Glide Special. But there's a lot of stuff I'll probably in the not too distant future be doing a little bit of kind of walking through what I've done to the Street Glide. I just got a new seat for it, so I'll probably cover that here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, that's really why I've been kind of focused on the Road King Special. It just came out. Well, it's about to come out of warranty, and so now's the time that I started doing. I did the stage 1 and put some new head pipes. I got a tune on it, and we were talking before the show. I haven't been able to really get out yet and see how the bike feels after I've done all that to it. I put the Vance and Hines tuner on it. I've gotten a little flack here and there from a few people about it's not a good tuner, but for me, it does the job. I like it because it hooks up to my phone and I can see what's going on with the bike and I can auto tune it. And, I've got Vance and Hines. You can call them up, and if the map's not quite right, they'll kind of take a look at it and send me a map that will load to my phone. I can put it on the bike. So I kind of like it. I have the same tuner that's on the Street Glide Special as well. And so it's just one of those things. I'm used to it. And, I know a lot of people go with Power Vision and some of the others. For me, I didn't want to have all the wires kind of running up the handlebars and, the extra screen on the bike.
So, what's your equipment set up when you're doing your videoing? What do you use, and how do you have it set up?
Yeah. So if I'm doing stuff here in the garage, my main camera that I use is a Panasonic Lumix G7, which has the 4/3 lens. So it's a pretty compact little camera, but it does, it runs pretty decent 4K video. And then I have, from a lighting perspective, I've got some of the big, whatever they are, filtered light things in here in the garage. And then I have some wireless mics, which are actually Synco G2A2 somethings or other. They're kind of like the Rode wireless kind of knockoffs. I mean, they were way less expensive. And I mean, for me, I get pretty decent performance out of them. You do get a little noise sometimes with those. And so I try to, on the back end when I'm editing, try to cut that back if I catch it. And then as far as editing, I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro. Still trying to figure it out sometimes, but I can do the basics, and it's probably a little more complex than what I need, but it's working for me. And with every video that I kind of put together, it goes faster and faster for me to kind of get it pulled up. I mean, the challenge I've had is I'll shoot here in the garage in 4K, but I usually don't render in 4K just because the files get too big. And for whatever reason, when I try to load the 4K files up to YouTube, it just takes, I mean, I had one file that took 3 days before it actually uploaded to YouTube. So I've been kind of down rendering to 1080 and going that route. And then when I'm out on the bike, there's some of the videos when the weather was decent, and a couple of the videos I did on Patriot Guard riders, I use a Insta360 1X2, and then I've been using an external kind of recorder. I've tried to use the sound adapter that goes into Insta360, and it's sort of spotty sometimes. So I've been doing that with the external recorder.
Yeah, I've been using Premiere Pro for probably my last 4 or 5 videos, and there's definitely a huge learning curve to that. And I try to, every time I go in there, to look and try something different, but I'm constantly having to go back to the tutorials, like, just to remember how to do it again, because there's so many steps.
Yeah, that's what
you can do the shortcuts and stuff, but
Yep.
and I can't remember the steps, much less the shortcuts. But
Yeah.
I do like it for sure.
Yeah, it's powerful for sure. And I started kind of, I don't know if you call it more advanced, but trying to on the back end kind of messing around with the sound, and then you can adjust colors, and there's a lot you can do. But like you said, I've had the same issue. I've done it once, and then I go back. I'm like, oh, how do I do that again? Then I got to go back out and look at a tutorial and figure it out again. And but it's getting better. I'm marking stuff in and out and cutting in stuff. It's getting quicker. Just takes time.
I like the workflow setup on it.
Yeah,
that's what I think has made it easy for me to kind of pick and choose, because I got so many different video pieces that I could just keep it all organized, which I like. So hopefully I'll get better.
Let me just say,
the 360 stuff makes it a little more complex when you gotta, at least with the Insta360 software. I kind of do my first run through in that and kind of get my file rendered from that, and then I got to load that into Premiere Pro. So it's kind of a multi-step process for that. And I know you said you run the GoPro 3, whatever the 360 is.
The GoPro Max. Yeah, I have the same thing. I have to. You are editing it twice.
Yeah, which takes more time, but it's for me, at least on the Insta360, and I've seen a lot of your stuff too. I mean, the quality of what you get, some of the the sky, and it's just incredible. The clarity that you get with those cameras, and you don't miss anything. You just my challenge always is I remember stuff. And then when I'm going back to edit, I got to remember where it was, because the camera's all over the place, and just trying to pan to where you need to be. Sometimes it takes a lot more time to get the file actually rendered so you can use it in Premiere Pro.
Yeah, I think the nice thing about the 360 stuff, and I don't know if yours is the same way, but you never really deal or destroy the raw audio, the raw video.
Right.
So you can always, you can have 1 15-minute segment of video and stretch that out to 45 minutes, an hour.
Right.
Because you got all these different views.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And you can keep going back and back and back to that raw footage to find something. So
yeah, they're pretty cool cameras. I mean, the technology is incredible. And yeah, you don't miss anything. It's just, like I said, it's a matter of remembering where it was and what time frame, and trying to find it.
So what were you going to say, Father Bobber?
I muted myself. So I have messed around with Premiere Pro. I have the whole Adobe package, and I love Photoshop and Lightroom. I've fucked around or messed around, sorry, with Premiere Pro a little bit, and I can't. I don't have the patience to learn it. Maybe I just don't have the computer skills to do it. But this kind of goes back to what we were talking about in last month's stream, where you don't have to have the fanciest software. You don't have to have the latest.
Yeah.
Some people do this on their phones. Some people use Premiere Pro, and they make it like a movie.
Right.
I don't have the capacity for it, and I applaud everybody who does. I use Filmora, which is, we'll get to our next guest later, but he turned me on to Filmora, and it's It's very user friendly. It's easy to figure out. Or you could just use iMovie. You could use Premiere Pro. Everything is fantastic. But
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I use Filmora, and the more I use it, the more I like it. There is like it's easy, user friendly, but there's a big learning curve in what the capacity of what the program will do.
right.
So
Yeah.
It's just all in like with me, I'm a very impatient person. I don't like to sit here and struggle to learn something new when I already know something that works just fine for me. I would love to learn Premiere Pro because I know it has a lot of advantages, but I'm just too impatient for it, I guess.
Yeah, it's a monster. I mean, I started using it just because it was available to me, and I really didn't know how to use any editing software, so I just kind of did that, and I really kind of messed around with it probably after I took the trip in 2020 when we went to we rode all through Kentucky and Virginia and a little bit into West Virginia and rode back the Dragon and I don't know, all of the different routes that they had back there. And I did a lot of footage on not even a GoPro. It was just kind of the cheapo version of GoPro. And then I just started kind of messing around with it and just kind of went from there. I mean, it's probably, at least for what I'm doing right now, it's probably overkill, but right now that's all I know how to use. So that's what I've been sticking to. And there's probably easier stuff out there, and it's certainly not obviously not necessary to have something that sophisticated for putting stuff up on YouTube, for sure, especially for people just starting out. And I went through all the camera stuff I use, and I mean that I think what I have is just it kind of just morphed into that. I mean, the first couple of videos I just used my cell phone camera, video camera, and it was okay. It was a little rough, but and I know El Buffalo saw one of my earlier ones. I know he watched it. I think it was in the last couple of days or so. And I look back at some of those. I'm like, holy cow! I can't believe I put that out there. But we all start and we all kind of grow into it, I think, as you're kind of going on the journey. And I think that's, the one piece of advice I would say to anybody who's, on here and thinking, or either even thinking about starting a channel and maybe has a YouTube channel, but hasn't posted videos, just first thing you got to do is you got to hit record. I mean, and do it with your cell phone and get started if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's definitely that's something I like to do. Is go back and look at whoever we're going to have on this channel to their earlier stuff and watch that progression, because there's always a progression.
Yeah,
I mean, I go back and look at my stuff and it's like, oh my God, exactly. And you see the progression. You see things getting better, and I enjoy looking at that. But I thought that for one of your first videos was a really good video. It was actually on how to get stuff free Harley Davidson parts, and there were some good tips in there that I mean are relevant to today. So and as we talk about in the next segment coming up, hashtags, that's that video didn't have a lot of views, but it is certainly a searchable type of video that should be bumped up there, and it's the hashtags that'll do it. So
and when I put that together, like you're saying, I didn't really understand much of any of that stuff. I just kind of wrote out a description. I saw you can put some tags in there. I put tags that were probably, I thought, relevant, but probably not necessarily relevant. And, it just didn't. But then, I did a video, I think a video right before that. Well, the one right before that, I think, got some more views. And then I think the third one I did, again, it was with my cell phone, and I had the Road King special, and I just kind of walked around it and talked about, the upgrades. And I think that is the highest viewed video that I have right now. I think it's got over 3,000 something views right now. So it's, and I don't know that I had decent tags on it. Although I will tell you, one of the things I've done, and I didn't do that one with the video about getting finding discounted or free Harley Davidson parts. But several of my videos, and this is maybe a tip for those out there, I actually went back and redid my thumbnails, and I also went back and redid tags. And you would be amazed at how much more traction those got. I kind of looked at the analytics and the charts, and all of a sudden they just started taking off again. When they had sat and done nothing for a few weeks, they're just kind of floating along. And then all of a sudden I changed that thumbnail, put in more tags. I started using TubeBuddy free and looking at all the SEO and the analytics. And then all of a sudden they started kind of clicking along. But then again, I put out other videos later where I did all that same stuff and they just kind of sat there. So it's, I don't know. The algorithm is sometimes challenging. And, I think for people just getting started out with this, and even for me, it can be frustrating sometimes. But it also depends on, why you have your channel. I mean, some people have their channel because they just want to have a place to put videos, memories, and things for family and friends to see it. Or like in my case, I mean, I certainly want to do that for that purpose, but I also want to bring some sort of information or content to somebody who may be able to use it. Because I know when I first got my motorcycles as an adult again, and I wanted to do things on those motorcycles, the place I went to was YouTube. And so there's a lot of information out there that, you can learn from, whether it be around motorcycles or doing stuff in your house or whatever the case may be. And so that's really why I, from my perspective, that's kind of my objective of really what I wanted to do with my channel. It's more of, I'm not an entertainer, and I probably would consider myself more of kind of an educator or, a speaker, if you will. And that's part of, my day job. I do a fair amount of that. So it just sort of is easier for me to sort of naturally progress into doing that in front of a camera by myself in the garage or on the bike.
Yeah, your stuff definitely sounds natural, and that's certainly inviting to the viewer. And going back to the search engines, YouTube is the second largest search engine, and it's only second to Google.
Yeah.
So, and 90% of the stuff that you search in Google is going to send you to YouTube.
Right.
So it's important, and again, that's why we got this channel, so we can talk about the hashtags and how they benefit you, and get people on who are a heck of a lot smarter than us when it comes to understanding YouTube and how it thinks. Because I think we've all been there. We've all been there, and we've like put this video together, and we're like, "Oh, this thing's masterpiece. It's going to do well," and it doesn't. And then you got another one that you put together, and it like blows up. It's like there's no rhyme or reason. It seems, but I'm sure there is. So
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's. I think if I'm, there's people obviously that have figured it out, but I'm certainly I'm nowhere near figuring out how it all works. And I think the takeaway I have is like with every video, I'm just trying to, okay, what can I do just a little bit better with this one than I did on the previous one? Whether it's editing or maybe I'm presenting the message smoother or more connecting with whoever's going to watch this, or putting out a piece of information that I think someone could use if they're just getting into riding a motorcycle, or they're just trying to, do an install on something on their motorcycle. And if somebody can get that from my video, that's kind of how I try to do each one each week.
Awesome.
So do you have any What's your big riding plans this year? I know you mentioned your favorite rally. You got anything
Yeah, so we were talking a little bit about
excited
that
us all about?
before the show. It's challenging for me. I was going through my work calendar for 2021, and I get like a month or 5 weeks of vacation plus holidays and all this kind of stuff. And I took the only time I took off was like 60 hours for the whole week or the whole year. So it's hard for me to like break away for like a week to go to a rally or go on a long ride or go somewhere, unless it's sort of planned well in advance. And my work schedule is pretty much established at the beginning of each year, and there's always, every month there's always something that's kind of going on that I can't really break away. But I think if one of the rallies that's close and local is the Bike Fest, which is in Lake of the Ozarks. So that's only like an hour and a half, 2 hour ride for me. And I'm hoping I can get to that. That's in September, usually. And I can't remember. It's usually like the second or third weekend in September, I think. But the other thing is I ride with a group here in St. Louis. So that takes a lot of my time, usually from April through October. Almost every weekend we're either preparing for a ride, we're having a ride, we're having meetings. So it eats up a bunch of my time. And then recently, in the last couple months, the Harley Davidson dealership here in St. Louis, which is called Gateway Harley Davidson, they contacted me and asked if I wanted to be a Ride Academy coach for the beginner BRC one, where you kind of take that one and hopefully get your license. So I'm going to start doing that in the spring. So it's just like, it's hard with all of this. And then I added YouTube on top of it. And I want to continue to try to get out a video every Thursday afternoon. It's just, I got a lot going on. So it's hard for me to, long-winded answer to, it's hard for me to get out and actually do that kind of stuff. And you guys that can get out and hit rallies or do long trips, how I get kind of the experience of that is really through YouTube. I mean, like your stuff, is incredible. And all you guys that have these videos of these great rides and great places you guys have gone out to in the West or down in on the East Coast or down through West Virginia. That's kind of my way to sort of experience that, which, I really appreciate that when I can find that kind of content for me to watch.
So my question is, do you have your niche is kind of install videos. And you do a great job at it. I love watching your install videos and everything.
Yep.
Do you have any tips or tricks that you would give somebody that wants to do an install video on their channel?
Patience. It takes, I think about it, I can do stuff a heck of a lot quicker just doing it here in the garage without a camera. But I would say, one is being able to really describe succinctly kind of what you're doing, I think helps the audience. And then secondly, making sure that you have the lighting and the camera at a good angle so that you're not blocking it or you can't see it because there's not enough light on it. And I think also is just, there's obviously a lot of the preparation kind of goes beforehand, and you're making sure that, whether it's lighting that I put in or it's, doing the stage 1 upgrade that I did in the Road King special, is just making sure before I actually hit record, making sure that I know exactly what I'm going to do kind of step by step and how I'm going to set the camera up and what I think is going to be good angles and what light I need where. And so there's a fair amount of prep that I do. When it comes to sort of talking about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I don't ever script anything out, and I just kind of talk off the cuff. And I mean, the beauty is I can edit things on the back end, but most of the time, for most of it, I'm pretty much just running through it, as it happens. And I don't do a whole lot of editing of kind of the speaking part unless I just get completely flustered and I screw something up and I get tongue tied. But for the most part, I can usually run through stuff pretty from start to finish.
Yeah, I know I couldn't do an install video. I'm not patient enough. I'd be cussing and throwing stuff everywhere.
Well, there's
Actually,
some of that.
I did do one. I was cussing it. Crystal was laughing about it. That was the install video.
I did, and I found it fairly easy to do. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you are my Zen. You are the person that always calms me down.
You don't know what I'm talking about. It's the fastest install video ever.
Yeah, that was some talent right there. Like, I don't know how it didn't go viral. Like, it was great. So, with that being said, we're going to shoot you backstage. Let
All
you
right.
sit for a minute and bring you back out for the round table for the discussion of our topic today.
Yep.
So, thank you for sharing. For everybody in the chats, his link is at the top of the chat. Go check him out. Subscribe to him. Like I said, he does great videos. I don't know. I've been watching. You haven't been doing. How long you been doing this? You haven't been doing this very long.
No, I did my first video middle of August, so just about 5 months now.
I was thinking I've only been watching for like 3 or 4 months. So, but
Yep.
dude, you're growing fast. You're doing awesome. All right.
Thank you.
Just hang out, and we'll bring you back on in a minute.
Sounds good.
Well, gentlemen, awesome guy. I hope everybody enjoyed it. He'll be back here in a minute when we do our roundtable discussion. This next guy, his neighbor, I spent some miles with him. Most everybody in here knows who he is, and I mean, awesome guy. Love his videos. So, with that being said, let's bring him on. Well. It's SinisterClutch. What's up?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Not much. So we're going to start this out with Adam doing the lightning round on you.
All right.
Hope you're ready to answer some questions here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Adam, let's go.
All right. So Harley or Indian?
Harley,
All right. Day trips or long distance?
long distance.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Beer or liquor?
I'm going to have to go with beer.
Beer. Favorite superhero?
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
You
I
do.
thought for sure we'd get one Deadpool. I figured we'd get.
I don't know. He looks like Wolverine. So.
Exactly.
All right. So, Mr. SinisterClutch, won't you introduce your channel, what it's about, and what you do?
Yeah, so like you said, it's SinisterClutch. My name's Randy, by the way. I do a little bit of everything, a lot of long distance ridings, destination riding, installs, reviews, motovlogging. That's pretty much it. I try to add as much stuff as I can. I have a lot of hobbies, not just motorcycle riding. I'm an outdoors person. I like to go hiking. I like to go camping. I like to fish, etc., kayaking. And I like to add that to my motorcycle videos. So I've done a video where I rode out into the Ozark Mountains, and then next thing you know, you see me on a kayak. So just a little bit of everything.
Awesome. The house looks
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about your channel. At that, like your 1K miles in 24 hours.
Yeah,
you got some fly fishing. You got some fly fishing in there, and it's like, I like the outdoors too. Usually I hunt. I haven't gone drawn in a while.
Yeah.
So I'd like to be able to do that and stick that in a video somewhere as well. But
Yeah, absolutely.
you do it masterfully because you got your trip, and then you got your, you got what you love to do,
Yeah.
fly fishing, camping. I love them. They're great.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it too. Is first one I saw was where you were hiking and looked at the trout fish and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and I'm into that, so I really like how you put all that together as well.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So if we're all adding in here, I'm just going to say that this guy is the one that got me into motovlogging. He's like he was like my mentor, and now he's at my house, directly above me.
Bears.
So we had to separate because there was some feedback. But I didn't know he lived next to me, but he saw one of my videos or my Instagram or something. He said, "Hey, you should try motovlogging because you're posting your rides." And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So now we're drinking buddies, and he's sitting in my kitchen right there. And this is great. So that's what I love about this community is it's brought all of this together, and it's fantastic. I love it.
So Randy, we got to blaze some miles together this summer.
Oh yeah.
Won't you give me a opinion on your trip? Because to me that was a pretty hard trip, even on a seasoned rider. What we did this summer.
It was. Like you said, I am a seasoned rider. I do at least 2 long distance trips a year and try to throw down the miles. I absolutely love it. I did over 1,000 miles just to get started on that trip for the world record poker run. But so you got to pace yourself. Only tips I would give people is, always hydrate. We went through all kinds of weather from over 100 degrees to rain to I got hit by hail in New Mexico, cold weather in Colorado. So you just never know what you're going to get. And I absolutely loved it. It was an opportunity for me to do the Colorado, right up into New Mexico. The $1 Million Highway was on my bucket list. I'd been to Sturgis before, but the big thing for me was the $1 Million Highway. And who doesn't want to do a world record poker run, man? I mean, it was a hell of a time. Met a lot of people, and that's the best part about it. Just all the people we met and got to hang out and get to know people and their stories and just enjoy it together.
You do lay some miles down. I mean, I think it's a great thing about your channel is you get such a wide variety of trips that you do all over the place, and you do an excellent job of filming them. I love watching them. You're the way you put your stories together on your videos are top notch.
I really like the history of things. So you'll see me talk about history, especially certain places I go to. If I'm out on a road and there's some history behind that road, I read up on that. Give something to the people. Yeah, it's some motovlogging, but I try to, like El Buffalo was saying, just looking at where your channels came from the beginning to now to what it is today. The different things that I've just tried to do is just being off the bike and just explaining things a little bit more. And but yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was, being in front of that camera, trying to get used to it and not really worrying about everybody else. And I found out that doing those types of things, I've had people start talking to me. They see a GoPro. I don't know if you've had this experience, but people see you on a GoPro and they automatically ask me, do you have a YouTube channel or what are you doing? And I've had people from all walks of life do that to me. And that's been very helpful. Makes me, my drive for it is, just re-energizes me to keep doing more videos and try to get better at it. I know I don't have the best channel, but I learn from a lot of people and the community's great.
Well, I ride around with the channel on the side of my bike, so
yeah,
it's never a question.
Yeah,
they're like, "What type of channel do you have?" I don't know, motorcycle channel, maybe.
The obvious.
So once you let everybody know, like, what's your setup? What setup do you run to make your videos, and your whole process and what you do?
So I have a couple GoPros. I have a GoPro 8 and 7. I keep a GoPro 8 on my helmet, and I usually run 7 like on the handlebars so you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I've actually, stuck it on my luggage rack so you can see the side of the bike, just get different angles, and just kind of mix that together when I'm editing. When I'm doing installs, I still use GoPro 8. I use a wireless mic. It's a Movo, and it's been pretty crystal clear when trying to do the installs because, like you guys were talking before, I mean, it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of time. And especially if you're this one person doing that filming, it can be difficult and extremely time consuming, something that you're trying to do in a matter of a few hours could take 2 days because you're going back and checking what you filmed to make sure it's right. Because if you don't, then whether it be the audio or the video just kind of messed up, you got to kind of do it all over again. But other than that, I use Purple Panda in my mic, or for my mic and my helmet. So that's where I'm at right now with that.
Yeah, I do a wireless mic setup.
Mm-hmm.
We use the Rode stuff. That way we can use it in our helmets and off our helmets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's so many different ways to do it that they all work and they all sound good. So it's just to me, it's whatever it is the best setup for you.
Right.
What works easy for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you got any big plans for this year? You got anything on your agenda for your channel coming up?
Yeah, I do have some long distance trips. I'm going to go to the Stubborn American Rally. And I'm probably going to go back to Eureka Springs area. I was originally going to go to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, but they changed the dates, and I decided not to change my dates because I just loved. I mean, I'm out there for the riding. I love the rallies, I really do. But man, the ridings, I love to ride. I live for it. It's therapy. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing anything else, and so I'll be doing that, and then riding down to Oklahoma. Like I said, to do the Stubborn American Rally. I've only rode in Oklahoma one time. There's a road out there on the way down between Oklahoma and Arkansas called the Talamina Highway. Always wanted to do that. So that'll be a bucket list. The other thing is thinking about going out west, maybe go out to Yellowstone and Glacier. That's an option. I'm probably going to go back to South Dakota, but not during the rally, just to get some riding in. I have been to the rally. Well, I was there this past year with a part of the World Record Poker Run. I've been there to the area where the rally wasn't going on. I got to do a lot of riding, and so I'll probably go back and as I'm traveling and stop there for a little bit more riding. So other than that, that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. You got me really interested in West Virginia. You and Adam talk about it a lot. So, and I haven't really had a chance to get out there. I've been meaning to actually talk to you about that. And maybe you can throw some routes my way, and get some riding in.
Well, that's where Adam comes in. He's Mr. We Ride West Virginia. So,
yeah. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I had a good video. I had a really good Talon videos, which is one of the great routes to ride. But my computer crashed last night and erased the film footage that I used. I was using to edit with. Like it didn't erase everything; it just erased the film footage. Everything else I had in there was perfect. And I was upset because it wasn't my footage; it was Crystal's footage. It was awesome footage. It was her just carving that road. We had it out on the her crash bar, which she runs Bun King, so it's a straight crash bar. It's real low.
Yeah.
So it was literally when because she was dragging going through the turns. That camera was sitting right on top of the asphalt as it was going around the turn. It was some awesome angles.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta do it again, man.
Yeah, we gotta go do that again.
Well, might as well.
Adam, we got a
Yeah.
trip.
Sounds good to me. Just,
Sinister, you got to go. Let's go.
Works for me.
Road trip. I guess we'll take this guy right here, too. He's not going to say anything.
No, I keep muting my mic, so I'm not disrupting everybody, so I don't mute. No, but like this summer, I'm riding everywhere, so I get 5 weeks vacation this year. Anybody wants to go somewhere, I'm definitely going to Sturgis with y'all. We're all meeting up there, and then me and this guy and this guy, we're all pretty local for the next few months, so we're gonna go everywhere.
Yeah, except this guy's schedule's getting in our way.
He's 10 minutes from me. We'll ride after work.
But so I don't know. I had a great time this year riding with you.
Yeah, you too, man. We got right through Colorado. That was awesome.
Well, that was a great thing about the trip we took is you kind of went at your own pace.
Yeah.
But it allowed you to ride with all kinds of different people and meet them.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
Because everybody rode the same route, and you might stop longer, and then you end up taking off, and you're with these people instead, or you catch up to somebody else.
Yeah.
I
remember getting stuck underneath the gas station canopy in Arkansas. We got hit by rain, and I met some people from Michigan. And we just sat there and chatted and hung out at the gas pumps until the rain let up. It's just stuff like that. It's a cool experience.
Yeah. It wasn't Ken, was it?
Maybe that's who it was. They're the ones that own the
campground up there.
Yes, that's who it
was.
It was.
Great people. We met them in Daytona this year before we even did that ride. They came over to the Iron Horse, and we hung out and met them.
Yep.
But so you're going to Stubborn America.
Yeah.
It's a maybe because Mike and Dan keep harassing us that we need to go down there with you guys.
You do, man. We're going to spend a whole week down in Oklahoma, man. So we're going to do I'll go to Louisiana if I have to.
So as a small channel, so how long have you been doing your channel?
Seriously, I started back in June of 2020.
So it still hasn't been that long. And the reason I'm doing this, so the people in the chat and watch this stuff realize that these bigger channels, it takes years to build to where they're at.
It's like you're building a brand.
Exactly. And you got to be consistent. And you might get to the point you're kind of burned out and you're not gaining anything. Well, you feel like you're not gaining anything.
Right.
But you really are. You just got to stay at it and do it for the right reasons. Do it for yourself. Do it for the fun of it.
Right. Well, plus, we're all sitting here talking. We would have never met if it wasn't from doing this.
No.
I mean, that's one of the best parts about it. I mean, I just did it as fun, kind of like a hobby, and I just met all these great people and made friends. And, 20 years from now, I want to still be riding and hanging out with all you guys. That's the best part about it.
Oh, no, all you guys, especially the guy up there in the top corner. We were going to Albuquerque, and I was like, I don't know anything about Albuquerque. What's going on? And he saw where we were going, and he hit me up. And dude, we had some awesome riding. Hung out. I couldn't ask any more for a friend. Like
right, exactly. Yeah.
The guy above me, I'm still jury's still out on that guy.
Well, So anyway, this is what I've gathered from tonight's thing so far. Is I've only been doing this for about a year, and I don't do it. You've mentioned taking it seriously for however long, or we're doing this seriously now. I've never really taken it seriously. I've taken my riding seriously, and if I feel like my riding is worth filming, I'm going to film it, and I'll put it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
But what I do take seriously is meeting these 4 guys, and then HDVIBE, who's not in here right now, but I see him hovering down there. He's looking at me. I see you, buddy. Everybody in the comments. So Gliding on Twos, Mike Will Bike, When Road Therapy, Toby Northern. I've met all those people indirectly or directly. I sent stickers today to the Netherlands to, I don't remember which one it was. It was one of these people, and that's cool as shit. Like my sticker is going to the Netherlands. That's why I do this. I've got 500 subscribers. I'm sitting here alone in my basement, but I'm surrounded by all the friends I need. And I get to ride my bike and enjoy doing it.
Yep.
And that's the thing. If you do this long enough, you're going to eventually meet everybody somewhere, because we all get out and ride. We all go to events. So don't think it might take you a little while, but you'll eventually meet everybody that you want to meet.
Right. So like all this is secondary. The YouTube, the editing videos, we're going to help you with it, and we love doing it. I love going back and watching my own rides. I'm not going to lie. I'll go through YouTube and click on my own videos and be like, that was a cool fucking day. But at the end of it, the thing that matters most is going to ride my bike and meeting all these fantastic people. And like Randy, like I said, is sitting in my kitchen, and through the summer, we'll go to bike nights. We'll ride together. We'll just hang out together. And that's really what's important in all this.
It is. It really is.
Toby has a question for SinisterClutch. How do you balance YouTube content creation with job, family, responsibilities, life in general? Any recommendations?
For me, it's planning. Planning certain days, certain times of the day to, if I say, okay, we have Monday and it's like, okay, I only got an hour to spend on YouTube editing. So, okay, then I'll find the next hour, depending on how long that editing is going to take. It's balancing everything like he's saying. And it's just trying to find the time and schedule the time. Sometimes I might do a video early and get it done like on a Saturday, but sometimes I might have to work on it like late, because sometimes with my job, I work first shift, but sometimes I got to work after hours. I work in IT, and it's just a matter of finding the time and balancing everything. I won't ever sacrifice time with family for this, for like ever. Family always comes first. If I don't get a video out, I don't get a video out. If I lose a subscriber because of it, then I lose a subscriber. But to Toby's point, family first, and just kind of do it as you go. I mean, Toby's a busy guy. He's got school, he's got family, he's got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm fortunate I don't have school anymore, but for him, I would just say, just it's all about planning, preparation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it also helps to have that support too.
Yeah.
I think your significant other is involved, and friends and family. That certainly helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would add that as well. So
yeah,
if you have that support, you can go a long way.
Yeah.
And that's
it always helps when your wife's a great hugger too. I can't wait till Sturgis so I get my hugs again.
Needing a hug, are you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm missing my hug. I think Si's missing his hugs too. So
yeah, I got to watch that guy.
That's kind of where my whole thing comes from, is the father bobber. Is my sticker is me and my kids on the bike. Is you find that balance, and my kids happen to love this. They love riding, and they'll sit here in these chairs and edit with me, and they'll film with me and ride with me and be goofy in my videos. And that's kind of where I find my balance is. I'll go to work and come home, and my kids are like, "Dad, are we doing a YouTube video today?" I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Or else they'll tell their friends, "My dad's a YouTuber. He's famous." I'm like, "I'm not, but if you want me to be famous, I'm famous." Whatever. So you just kind of find it.
He's famous at the post office.
I use my home address, so anybody who has my stickers, that's my house.
So if you want to stalk them, go ahead.
Yeah, there you go.
If you want to come give me some of those hugs that Drew was talking about, hugs.
You'll find out when you go to Sturgis.
God, I can't wait. What was this Tuesday you were telling me about? Something on a Tuesday.
Topless Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Now we're going sideways. Here.
Going south.
So you do some awesome long distance with your videos.
Hmm.
What's your tips and tricks to anybody new starting to make these videos about doing a long distance video?
Well, what I do is I don't just go somewhere and just kind of start filming and say whatever. I like to plan everything out. So, for example, we'll talk about the $1 Million Highway. So, I did some research on the $1 Million Highway. How did it get its name? How long has it been there? When was it established? What road is it on? It's US 550. Those are the types of things that I like to look at. What's all the different mountain passes along the way? You know, how long is it? You know, I talked about Silverton and Ouray, which is the two towns on that road. So those are the types of things that I look up. It's kind of the history and then the story behind it. And those are the types of things that I like to plan out. And I know it's hard to memorize, but I just kind of have a knack for it. And I know some people might not be able to do that, but figure out a way what works best for you.
Right.
But for me, I like history, so it just clicks with me. So like I did a video about Daniel Boone, and I talked about, you don't see me looking at a piece of paper. You don't see me like looking off and, you know, I memorized everything because I just read about it and it's just something I like. So the biggest thing is like, do something that you're going to like to do. I'm not saying don't do stuff for other people, because I do stuff for other people because I want to show people certain things like with installs and stuff. But the key is planning it all out. That way you get as much information out as you can. And what you can't get out, they can always ask questions in the comments. You're not perfect. You're not Steven Spielberg. You can try to be. I don't try to be. I just do it the best I can. And I've actually watch videos of other people that kind of teach you how to use either an editing software, or, you know, I allow other channels to be like a mentor to me. You know, I see what they're doing and I'll say, okay, well, how did he do that? And I just figure it out. Like, okay, something simple is like, how do you do a green screen, right? How do you get like a talking head in a video if you want to talk about a scene or something you're doing? I just kind of read, plan, and prepare. You know, I know it sounds like a job, but if you love doing it, it's not going to be a job. It's like if you like working on a motorcycle, you're probably going to have a service manual, right? You're going to have to read that service manual. If you love motorcycles, you love working on it, it's not going to feel like a job. It's going to be fun to you, and you're going to do it in your time, not on somebody else's time, and just enjoy it. Don't ever let it be a job or you'll quit. Just enjoy it and have fun with it.
That's the thing I learned about long distance with making the videos. There is a lot of planning that goes into it because there is a lot of miles.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of look ahead and make a plan. Okay, I want to make sure I hit this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And we've got to get better at it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think especially on those long rides, because there's a lot of, you can get into the habit of filming everything of it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, you're like, you have all this footage you have to go through.
Right.
So if you kind of know where some of the sites are, some of the good scenery is, and that's the stuff you want to catch.
Right.
You know, maybe have, separate footage coming off of somewhere else. That's the whole trip, just in case, backup or whatever. But, planning, I think, is key, like you said, for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of something I learned on. I took a trip back in October down to South Carolina and Tennessee and all that, where the Tail of Dragon and all that is. And on my way down there, I really didn't film anything until I realized that, shit, I'm going through the Tail of the Dragon on my way to my cabin. But I took a note of all the places that I thought were film worthy, and I made a series of it.
Mm-hmm.
So on my way down there, I planned what I wanted to film the next few days while I was there, and I'd go back and I would make separate videos for all these places. But that wasn't a one way out. Like to Sturgis, I'm gonna have to plan this year, where I know what I'm gonna film, but for this particular thing, I made a note and I went back and filmed it. I made multiple trips and it was a whole ordeal. So, I mean, really different trips require different tactics, but these guys are more versed in that than I am. That was just my experience with my one long distance series that I did.
Well, sometimes you'll do a long distance trip and yeah, you have this stuff planned, but then all of a sudden something comes out of nowhere and you don't realize it's there and you didn't plan for it. Like the first time I saw, like Drew, you were talking about Eagle Nest Lake. You just come up on this lake and it's absolutely gorgeous and I did not plan for it. And I'm just like, you can see my shock and just like in the video, I'm just like, like, holy shit. And then I see this sign, oh, that's Eagle Nest Lake. Okay, that's what it is. You take this road around it. And it's kind of nice, you get that someone's reaction to something they never seen before. And that's okay too. Yeah, you might not plan it, but sometimes that stuff happens. But to capture that on film, and like Drew was talking about, he had this film captured and he lost it. But sometimes you kind of just gotta let the camera do its thing, and sometimes that's how you capture those moments. So that's another tip is I don't know how many times I've stopped the camera and I'm like, oh, I should have got that. But you just don't know when that is. But it's kind of cool that you can't always plan everything because you just don't know everything. You could have I don't know how many times I've made a list of things that I wanted to see. It's not really an agenda, but it's like, here's a list of things. I'll do it whichever day while I'm out here. And I don't get to all those things. I'm like, okay, well, that's all right. That's just another trip. I got to come back and get to it. So, I mean, just, you just kind of got to go with the flow sometimes and just capture what you can. That's the best part about it. It's fun.
Right. And the worst thing about it is we only have so much battery capacity. So when I rode Cherry Hall Skyway,
Yeah,
I was making my descent. I tried to film as much as possible. And then when I thought it was done, I stopped filming. And then every 5 minutes, I was like, oh shit, I should be filming this. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I'm stuck behind a horse trailer. I'll stop. I'm like, wait, I should have got that. That was terrible. Shit.
Right.
So,
And remember, we had a conversation. I said, did you go to Bald River Falls? And you're like, what Bald River Falls? And I'm like, oh, dude, you should have. and that's the things, we if you talk to people, okay, have you been here before? What do you recommend going to? And I'll do that. Like just previously I was talking about, I'd like to go to West Virginia. Well, I would ask Adam, where would you go? What do you recommend? Is there places you would stop at? Those kind of things. And that's what we have in this community. So it's really us helping each other, because if you film a ride and somebody else that's a motovlogger or or YouTuber and they're filming the same ride, you have a different perspective on it. You look at things differently. You want to talk about things differently, and you might make the ride totally different. So, yeah.
right. So, I mean, a lot of people, when they ride Motor Ramblings, is excited about Cherry Hollow. When they ride it, they'll be excited about the scenery. I was talking about how beautiful I am in the shower. That's just kind of my thing. But along those same lines is in my cabin, it was a shack with a mattress in it. I wanted to be as basic as possible, but I ran into this couple that turned me onto the Fontana Dam.
Yeah.
They said, well, if you're here for a few days, you need to check out this dam. I was like, that wasn't part of my plan, but if I can, I'll work into it.
Yeah.
So one day it was supposed to storm a lot, and I was like, I'll wait this storm out in my cabin, but it never ended up storming. So I'm like, I'm going to ride out to this Fontana Dam that this couple was talking to me about. And it was the best ride I have of that entire trip. I had the Tail of the Dragon, I had the Moonshiner, I had the Cherry Hollow Skyway. I had all these beautiful rides that everybody knows. And this couple in some little car was like, no, you need to go to the Fontana Dam.
Yeah.
Hands down the best ride I went on that entire week. So, I mean, it is just what Randy was saying, is you need to ask around the locals and people that know the rides, and you need to get, the knowledge of the community.
Yep.
It's not all the big name stuff. Like the Tail of Dragon's cool, but that was the low point of my whole trip.
All right, guys. Well, let's get on to the main part, the round table of discussion, to see if we can help some of these people out and help each other out.
All right, Randy, get your ass downstairs.
Yeah, Randy, get downstairs.
All right.
Let's bring HDVIBE back. What's up? Did you have fun back there?
Yeah, it was great.
Wait for Randy to waddle downstairs.
Yeah, so if I was distracting in the beginning, I was trying to get Randy set up to do his thing upstairs, so I was back and forth a lot. So, but ladies and gentlemen,
I'm back.
he's here,
The one, the only.
and we have plenty of beer.
And between El Buffalo and him, man, we're going to have to get some beer tips going on
Hey,
here.
you know what? I'm so happy that I don't have the shortest beard in the whole thing. HD5, I'm so sorry.
But I got hair.
You know what?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, he's got you on the hair.
if you notice, everybody but you is wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like my third favorite beard on this channel's got to be SinisterClutch. It flaps in the wind like mine does in the videos.
Oh yeah.
And his
Gotta-
doesn't change. I've watched this man sleep. He doesn't know about it, but I mean, it looks like that when he sleeps.
Yeah, I'm scared now.
Oh man,
Maybe just.
you guys, calm down over there. Calm down. Don't make me come to your house.
Hey, you're close.
Yeah, you're not that
close.
far.
What? Yeah, I was like, you should be here too next time.
All right, so tonight's big topic is tags, hashtags, meta tags, everything we deal with doing the videos. The reason I wanted to bring this up because when I was starting out, this seemed to be like one of the most complicated things to learn for me. Like, what in the world? I don't know what to put in. I don't know what to do. I'll just randomly start putting words in, thinking it might work. So, with some experience, and this includes you guys in the side chat, throw in your 2 cents. This is a discussion to try to help all of us out to become better at doing tags. So, my first thing up, I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but the hashtags, you know, like, what are hashtags? And the best way to explain hashtags is it's a clickable word that somebody can put in another way to do a search, and all the videos that has that hashtag will pop up. You know what? You guys agree with that? I mean, what's your guys' experience using the hashtags within your videos?
Yeah, I think they're keywords that are searchable, right? So that's what you want. You want people to find your content. So creating a hashtag that is specific to your content is crucial to getting views and getting your channel to grow. So super important. One of the things I've learned, and I use TubeBuddy, which is a great tool for kind of helping you manage your YouTube account. There's a paid version and a free version of that. It's just an app, but they can help you with hashtags, search hashtags for you. You can type in, well, I want to use this hashtag, type it in, and it'll tell you whether it's a good hashtag, and if it's got some traction on it, and it's a good tool. But you want, what I learned in using that is you want to put a hashtag not only in your title, but you want to put hashtags in your description, and they could be the same. You can copy whatever hashtag you got in your title of your video that you put out. It still put it in the description as well. And
right. That's the thing that I learned coming through is actually in the searchable. Like, if you notice when you do your titles, it'll pop 3 hashtags. That's your first 3 hashtags that you have in your description. So those are your most important hashtags to put out first. And what I learned was the bots with YouTube will only recognize up to 15 hashtags in your description. So it'll only read 15. And it takes the first 3 with your title as the main information on your video.
Yeah, and you can also make that hashtag your title. So if you're doing a how-to video, you title it how to, or hashtag how to rewire a heated seat for a Harley Davidson Saddleman. And that's your title, but it's also a hashtag, and that shoots it right up into the searchable columns and
Yes.
doing it that way.
What about you, HDVIBE? What's your experience using hashtags? What have you learned?
Well, one of the things that I do is if there's a topic that I'm thinking about putting a video out, I kind of search that topic in YouTube before I kind of start putting the video together. And then I look at the videos that ranked high in that particular topic. And then I do use TubeBuddy as well. So it kind of gives me an analysis of what tags were used in that particular video. And then if I actually think that those tags are applicable to what I think I want to put together, there's actually a function where you can kind of copy those and kind of keep them within your TubeBuddy, and then you can use those same kind of tags. And people may say, "Well, you're just kind of jumping on somebody else's train," but I look at it as trying to do things a little bit smarter. If somebody's figured out what the algorithm is going to shoot to the top, why not use that work that is already out there instead of kind of reinventing the wheel, so to speak? And so that's what I do. As far as like hashtags in my actual descriptions and titles, I really haven't done that. I've used the tagging feature, and maybe that's why some of my videos haven't done much, because I really don't have that much experience with it. But the other thing I do too is kind of in that TubeBuddy, and I even did it when I just had the free version. It will kind of give you a ranking of, you put in some keywords and you incorporate that into your description, and it may not even be a hashtag, but it'll highlight them and say these are good searchable words that if people are doing a search in the YouTube search bar, it'll start to pull that keyword up too. And I don't know if there's a differential between if it actually has a hashtag in front of it or if it's just sort of incorporated into the description, but that's kind of how I've been doing it. So probably a lot to learn on my part.
Yeah, I think when you talk about searchable words, I mean probably the best searchable word out there is how to.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I want to know how to do something, I'm usually how to whatever. So I try to think about those things when I'm making my titles or my description. Is how would I search this if I just
Right.
wanting to know about a certain area in New Mexico or Sturgis or whatever? It's like what would I search and
Yep.
try to implement and incorporate that inside the actual description.
Right. So a bit of advice I got from another YouTuber is all of the internet is just a Google search. If you want to be found, pretend you are a Google search.
Right.
And I've tried to incorporate that. I mean, I still get like 40 views per video. I don't know. That doesn't matter to me. But if I want to be seen, I've just been told to pretend I am what you're searching for on Google. And I've tried to make that part of my titles and my tags. But I always try to make sure that my hashtags are my title and vice versa. Doesn't work, maybe because I suck. I don't know, but that's why I'm here. So just try.
Another important tag is your meta tags. that's another thing that the bots will go through and they'll look and they'll see what meta tags, what this video is about, and if you got a bunch that matches the search, that's how you get higher up into into the suggested when somebody search for it. And this is where TubeBuddy really helps you in doing these meta tags, and because if you got a particular subject that another channel has done, if you have your TubeBuddy add-on to your whatever internet you use, I use Chrome. It's a Chrome add-on, so when I pull that video up, it'll actually list the tags out of what they used in their video. so that kind of gives you an idea of good place to start. And then you can put it on. Of course, then the TubeBuddy does the ranking thing for you. How does this rank compared to the other videos? That's where my TubeBuddy has really helped me out in learning these tags because I learned that your first tag has to be your most important. It's like, what is that video about? That's your first tag because that's going to be the top one. It's always grabbed, and then you go from there of importance. And the other thing I learned is you got to throw in some broad terms. So a good broad term I use is ride, and you'd be like, it's kind of like what both of us talk about hashtag how to. It's a broad term because it could be how to fix a toilet, how to change the light bulb, but it works because it's a highly searched tag, and it helps the search engine go and grab it. And it's like, okay, here is ride, and then it starts looking. Does what else matches to what this person's looking for? Anybody else got experience doing it?
I have no experience in any of this. I'm terrible at all of this.
I do a lot of what you guys are talking about. I just look at what HDVIBE was talking about is I look at, okay, here's my video. What would people be searching based on what my video is about? Okay, Harley Davidson. Okay, that's probably searched millions and millions of times. So that could be an option. Like you were talking about like riding the Blue Ridge Parkway on my Harley Davidson, something like that. So I look at stuff like that and see what people are searching for. Like El Buffalo's talking about the how-tos if you're doing an install, so those are the kind of things I use. And I do look at other videos because I think we can all help each other out. Because like I said before and previously, it's like you have a different perspective on how you do things, or you might mention something that a video didn't, or how you did that install. There might have been a technique, there might have been a step that may have got missed in some other video. Not to bash any other video, it's just somebody might do something differently, and that might bring someone to your video and like, oh, okay, well, I didn't think about doing it that way.
Right. Yeah, like HDVIBE hit earlier, you can go back and you can change. If it's not doing good, you can go back and research some more and change your tags.
And I've done that a couple times based on a conversation that we had here a couple weeks ago. And I've gone back and changed a bunch of titles. I've changed a bunch of tags, and I have noticed a little bit of an upbeat or an uptick. Now, on Keith Macris had a question here. I've noticed that, and it's pissed me off as well. But if you download the YouTube Studio app, it's a lot better with notifications. I don't know, Keith, if you have that, but it's a lot better at sending you notifications. I just wanted to touch that while I was still here.
Yep. But yeah, I've done what HDVIBE's talk about. We be at an event, we put a video out, and you start looking at the event videos, and you're like, why isn't mine hidden? So then you start researching what tags the big hitter videos are using, and see if you got them in there and tweak anything you need to tweak. And it started to help. And I've been playing with it just to see what to do, and I'm like, okay. I started doing it, and my views have gone up. So the last 2 or 3, I haven't done any of that, and my views have been way down. So I'm like, so doing your research helps big time. Seeing there's nothing wrong with getting the same tags and stuff as other channels because it's going to be different content because it's your content.
I think another thing that and it's part of YouTube is the SEO or the YouTube Studio, and you start to look at your analytics too, and you can, like, I'll look over a 28-day period, and I'll look at 7 days, and I'll look and see where most of my views are coming from. If it's coming from browse or notifications or I can't remember the other term, but if your stuff is starting to show up in kind of in the search, if it's coming up in search, you have good tags for that topic. If it's coming up in browse, it's a good topic in general that's popping up on people's home pages. And so you kind of gotta I look at it kind of video by video and see where my views are coming from. I'm a little more technical or kind of analytical driven. That's just kind of my nature and my job, what I do. But it helps me understand, okay, what am I doing right with this video versus this one's not doing as well, and kind of adjust. And then that's when, like I was saying earlier, what you were saying, it's just maybe changing the tags, or maybe it's just, the video, you have the tags are good, but your thumbnail is not good. So you're not getting that sort of that click-through rate coming through there. And so I did on some of my earlier videos, I didn't do it on the one that you watched on the getting free or finding free stuff. But a lot of my earlier ones, I'm like, okay, well, these videos are doing okay, but I'm going to actually change my thumbnail so that there's brighter colors, there's bigger words, there's a goofy picture of me or something. And then all of a sudden they just sort of start ticking off again. So it's just, you just kind of, I think it's a little bit of trial and error, and really kind of following what the graphs and the charts within the studio are kind of telling you is, I guess probably the best advice that I would, and I don't know anything. I've been doing this for 5 months, so I'm just still learning too. So,
all right. Well, none of us know anything, and that's why we're here. So, all right. There was a comment that was just highlighted. Drew, you could say yes or no to this. Would you like to comment on this?
It is a hot topic because it's true. It is true, and it's a hot topic because there's such a yes/no thing going with that topic. And tomorrow night, I'm going to discuss that on the weekend hangover. So,
yeah, it was just a yes or no question.
Yep.
What do you want?
I want to add something here. Just we all make videos we really like to do, whether it's long distance and stuff. But going back to that comment,
Which one?
The one about the lowrider S.
Okay.
What's hot? You're talking about something that's hot, that's going on. If you want to bring somebody to your channel, talk about what's popular. A new bike comes out, like for example, the Pan America, when it came out, that was a hot topic. Right now, Lowrider S is a hot topic that'll bring people to your channel. You talk to your local dealership and you go for a test ride, or even if you can just get somebody to let you film it. That's kind of stuff that can bring people to your channel and get you more views. And then they'll start looking at your other videos and it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, maybe I'll subscribe to this person and see what else they have to offer. That's one thing I had to learn. It's like, yeah, there's all this stuff that I like to do, but I also got to think about what people want to see, not just about all the things I like.
And I will add that also. So it's what's new, what's hot. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I was one of the very first to do the brand new Indian Chief video. I think I dropped the first video on the Indian Chief when it first came out. I'm up to like 17,000 views, which is minuscule compared to the bigger channel. So it does matter who you are and you're following. Like when I did my Tail of the Dragon video, exactly a week later, somebody else posted her, not mentioning names, with Two Wheels videos. It was the exact same thumbnail, exact same ride. And I'm up to like 400 views on that video, and somebody else is up to like 400,000 something because of who we are. But that's why we're the small channel mafia.
But that's what people got to realize too is the algorithm's going to go for the people they can make money off first too.
Oh yeah.
So that's just part of their algorithm. But if you really take time and learn and keep working on your tags and your thumbnails and stuff, a lot of my videos, they might not make it at the top of the search engine, but I've noticed that they'll make it into the suggested, into like a next video. After you watch it, they have a suggested next video. That's where a lot of our videos have been getting a lot of views from. We might be way down if you searched it, but we're getting suggested as a video to watch. And
But I have a question for you guys. I'm setback learning all this stuff. But so is it more important to have the how to or the ride tag or the title? Which one of those two are more important?
I think they coincide. Honestly.
All of it.
Yeah, it all works together.
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, and a kick-ass thumbnail.
Yeah, which I've noticed that HDVIBE out of all of us should be running the show because that guy's got it figured out here.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on to teach us how to do thumbnails because I suck at them.
Yeah,
we had some questions in the chat about some thumbnails, so we appreciate everybody kind of stepping in and giving their advices. But there's some pretty good apps out there that build thumbnails.
Yeah, and I will give some advice, which I've never followed, but I've realized this through the years, that as you're filming your video, keep your thumbnail in mind. As you're out filming that, also take your thumbnail. I've never done it. I always forget about it because, as we've said, I'm the drunk guy of the group, and I'm just I don't think about anything. But as you're out filming your video, think about your thumbnail and what you want this video to be.
Yeah, I think the other thing to kind of go along with that too is, and I've recently started doing this, is I actually create my thumbnail and my title before I start putting the video together, so that I know kind of the direction with which I've already done kind of all the SEO research, and then I know, okay, this is how I sort of have to bend the video in order to fit sort of these tags and these keywords, so that I can, hopefully it'll show up in search or suggested or whatever. That's just something that I've recently started doing to kind of more guide me in, okay, this is a direction, instead of sort of making this video and then, okay, now how do I put a title together, and what does my thumbnail need to look like based upon what I did, instead of sort of researching what you should do and then going from there.
Right. And I mean, it's everything to really run a successful channel. Everything needs to run together, and you need to be collaborative with every other idea that you have, such as the tags, the subject, the thumbnail, the video itself, the editing process, the song that's even going to go into it that you're going to edit too. But I mean, most of us aren't like that. Like myself, I just film on the go, and I'll think about all this stuff later, and I'll just throw it together.
Yeah.
But everything runs hand in hand, and everything has to collaborate and mix well together to make a successful video, I guess. Some of us just don't have that capacity. I might just be talking about myself, but who knows?
Well, it's like SinisterClutch said earlier. We were talking big picture. Your channel, you're trying to brand yourself. Well, you're doing it in a micro version of your video. You're trying to brand that video and get it out there, and it all comes together. If you can have all the perfect hashtags in the world, but if you got a shitty looking thumbnail, somebody's going to just walk by it. I mean, let's face it, people are attracted to things that excite them. So if they see a thumbnail, they're like, that looks cool, I'm going to click on it.
Right. And at the end of the day, every video is a production. Like if you go see a movie, there's the movie poster, there's the trailer, there's everything that goes into advertising this movie and all the marketing. You have to market yourself in order to get people to come watch you and pay attention to you.
Yeah, I'm still learning thumbnails. I am horrible at the artistic thing of trying to set a thumbnail up. I'll admit that's my weakest link right now. I'll change thumbnails several times, just trying to find something that fits or something I think will pop when people are scrolling through. I mean, the one thing I've learned, if I just put Crystal on it, they will watch it more. So,
well, as my mentor, there's a term that this man uses a lot, and it's TNA. None of us in this have that.
Yeah.
I thought it was B and T, Bob and Tam.
That too. Well, we all have beards, so I mean, we could sell that somehow.
But yeah, but when it comes to tags, it's I'm still learning. I'm pretty sure everybody else is still learning, but it takes a lot to play around with it. Clickbait. Toby called you clickbait.
It's true.
I mean, she is, but she's also fun as hell to be around. And okay, so we went riding the other day. It was 20 something degrees, maybe low 30s. There was ice on the roads. It was all wet. Me and Drew, the powerhouses, were sliding around, going sideways. I about laid the bike down like 3 times, and she's just there. She is keeping up, kicking ass as a newer rider. Fuck yeah, she's doing great. She's not just clickbait. You know what? Are
Sorry.
you showing your tits?
Got McStashes on there. I had to show the shirt.
I know McStash has been trying to get you to show the shirt the whole time. No, Crystal did fucking amazing the other day, and I got to give her props. Because
That's why like when we were out in Albuquerque and Buffalo and I, we ride with our better halves, and they were just carving it up, and we're just having a good time cruising. Like
yeah, like me and you were kind of being dill holes a little bit, like fishtailing and sliding through the ice, and here she is coming around the turn. She's keeping it up. She's not slipping and sliding. She's like any rider should be. Me and you were just kind of being dumbasses.
nah, I would never do anything like that.
No.
I even turned it all the way down. We're still having problems.
Well, I was kind of doing it on purpose because it was fun. But
Oh no, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to explain to people, except it just takes time, and don't be afraid to reach out to people and talk to them about it.
that's
Even
what this channel is.
Yeah, even if you got something going, say, hey, this is what. Can you look at this and see if you got any suggestions on some tags or something? I mean, we're all here to help.
Yeah, and I think we're all on Instagram, so you can direct message us if you don't want to do it out in the broad open. But I get direct messages all the time about what video or what camera did I use, or where do I get my music from? That's probably the biggest question I get all the time.
Right.
Yeah, just reach out to us.
And at the same time, you don't have to be the best out there. If you feel good about it, put it out. If you like it, then I mean, somebody else is bound to like it. It's just about reaching that person. So I mean, I'm a very small channel. There's like 3 or 4 guys that message me consistently, like, when's your next video coming out? I'm waiting for your next video. Love you, dude. As long as if you've got those 1 or 2 people that really love your shit, you're doing something right. It's just about reaching more people that love your shit, or even if you don't reach those people, there's 3 or 4 people that love you, or that means a lot.
Well, I'm glad somebody loves you.
Well, I fucking, you know what?
It's like that.
Hey, I'm trying to rebuild something here. I got hacked and taken over, and it's been a rough go. My wife left me.
Yeah, for the next segment, Father Bobber's going to give
And you
advice
kicked the dog.
on
I actually kicked the dogs out of the house. I don't have them.
yeah, the next segment, Father Bobber's going to give advice on how to invest money, and you can make a bunch of money.
I think the next one should just be an intervention. So.
But
Well, we're gonna knock it over here.
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to go over this topic because it just, for me, it seems like it was the hardest thing, and it's still a hard thing to work on. Father Bob's.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Is there any questions in the chat going on now? If you got questions, we can.
Yeah, for real though.
Try to address those.
So, I was reached out to earlier for sticker swap, and a guy wrote me, said, I'm a newer channel. I don't really know what I'm doing. If you want to do a sticker swap, that'd be great. And I wrote back to him. And I said, well, we run this little show, and this is exactly what we do. If you have any questions, if you just kind of want to learn the process, the steps, how to get involved. Because remember, the last time we did this, there was the guy who had every question in the world. He had no idea what he was doing, and that's exactly what we're here for. So I kind of turned him on to the channel. I was like, tune in later, and this is kind of what we're here for. Newer channels and smaller channels, and people that don't know what the hell they're doing, like us.
Yeah, eventually, if enough people work together, we'll figure it out.
Maybe. I'm here for the tag advice. Have you deleted? Okay, so Toby Northern. This is another guy that I met. Cool shit. No, I have reported that account multiple times. I've tried to get re-verified, and everybody that I know has reported that account, and we can't get it taken down. So no, it's still out there trying to get people to invest money. So the 28 of you watching, if you're following my old Instagram, unfollow it and report it, please, because that's not me. My new channel or my new Instagram page is just at Father Bobber, no underscores or spaces. That's the real me.
Yeah. So,
Randy, what beard products do you use?
Slack Squatch. That's one of them. Mr. McStash knows who that is.
I saw Keith asked what are meta gagging? I don't know what meta gagging is.
You'll find out if you stick around for the after party.
And here comes the back mountain moment.
This guy, shut up. You're one of my employees, so go away. You probably got to work in the morning. Go away.
But,
okay, Drew, answer this.
Basically, what meta tagging is, when they go and search, it's telling that bot what the topic of your video is, and it allows it to put it in categories. So when somebody goes to search for a certain topic, it can grab that video and suggest it or show you that video.
Yeah, here's actually another tip that I learned by watching people smarter than me for sure. Is on your YouTube channel as a content creator, subscribe to people who are like you. If you throw, financial stuff in there, or, RV trips or fishing trips, and you have that all clumped into your channel, it makes it harder for the search engine to decide what you're about. It just makes them confused. So the tip that was given was, use, because I follow a bunch of guys that do Premiere Pro, right? Because those are my go-to guys when I have a question. I go to their channel and search it and figure it out. Take those out of your channel subscriber list and create just a separate YouTube channel that's just for that kind of stuff, and that will help the algorithm kind of they'll know what you're about. So they'll not only suggest those videos to you, but they're also going to suggest your videos to them. And HDVIBE was talking about, on the laptop, your studio, and looking at your analytics. You could scroll all the way down and see who's recommending your channel. And there'll be other channels. So go check those channels out and see what they're about. And I guarantee they're a lot like what you're doing. So it makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, there's
just
also
another hint.
Another portion down in there too that says people that are watching your videos, what other channels are they watching? And if you see motorcycle related content, you're probably hitting the right things. And it also, I think it shows what other recent videos that people are watching that are watching your channel as well. So you start hitting those things, and you kind of know you're at least in the right genre with your videos, and you're hitting probably the right audience. If you're hitting a whole bunch of random stuff, then you probably need to kind of go back and look at what's going on.
Yeah, and it'll be your subscriber, whatever you subscribe to.
Right.
Barbecue and smoking meat. I know Drew's into, doing, what is that, photo stuff, so.
No, but this kind of runs hand in hand. Is I run marketing for my buddy's furniture business, and I've taken over his Instagram, and I was trying to explain to him my process. but I gave him an example of how I'm trying to rebuild this page and how I'm trying to get my right audience. And I said, it's the same thing for your furniture. You have to follow your furniture builders, your woodworkers. And my product that I'm trying to sell is my YouTube channel for my motovlogging. He said, well, I'm not trying to sell motorcycles. I said, no, dumbass. You're trying to sell furniture. So you have to find the other woodworkers. You have to find people that are interested in woodworking. You have to grab those followers and sell to them. So, I mean, I guess it runs hand in hand with YouTube, as you have to find the other motovloggers, you have to find the other bike builders, you have to find the custom shops and find those followers. You have to get those followers for your page. So it's not like you're following that page for that page necessarily, but you're following that page to get those followers as well. If that makes sense. I've drank a lot.
And to answer Keith's question, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is if you have a channel and you're a content creator, um, that was the question he was asking. Is if we're talking about if his channel, all he watches is bike content, so that's probably all he's getting suggestions for.
Right.
And if he has a channel, that's all that is going to get suggested. His channel is going to get suggested to all these bike channels or people that subscribe to him anyway. It's a big tangled web. There's a lot of voodoo shit going on in YouTube algorithm. You know, we're all trying to figure it out, but I think all these tips, you know, there's no magic bullet, but I think all these little tips and tricks certainly help. So appreciate everybody.
Yeah, I mean, just like you guys are talking, we've kind of expanded our stuff to not just motorcycle but travel, where we travel so much, and that has helped our stuff grow. Because yeah, we're riding motorcycles, but we're also showing different parts of the country and different things of that aspect. I mean,
The whole thing is finding your market.
right.
And finding that audience and grabbing those followers, because at the end of the day, you're trying to sell your product and you have to find the audience, your niche, your niche. And
Niche.
That's fancy.
This is what I was going. This is what I was going after with that furniture business thing that I went on. Is you have to find your audience. So every tactic basically is going to be the same, but for a different audience. And to touch on, while I have the microphone here, I guess, Ozarks, yeah. If you're following the fake ass Father Bobber, which is my original page, please report it. And
Yeah, for $1,500, you can be a millionaire.
you know what? Your broke asses don't understand. Okay, I'm a millionaire because I invested.
Oh,
So please, if you're following my original page, unfollow it and follow my original or my new, just at Father Bobber, no spaces, no underscore, no nothing. I'm trying to start over. KS Moto Cafe, I fucking love you, and I wish I could afford a sailboat.
Yeah. Yep. We got it on actually 5 channels, all 4 of ours, and there is a small Channel Mafia YouTube channel. So yeah, we're all over the place. Just
Looks like Angry Boomer had a question about music, I think.
Angry Boomer was the first 2 days ago.
I think he was asking what
music source.
music source. I think there was one above that.
Yeah. Everybody else will have to answer this because I don't play by the rules when it comes to music.
I use Epidemic Sound. It's relatively inexpensive, and you don't have to worry about any copyright stuff at all. I mean, that's what I use. It's not probably, I don't know. I think they're probably all the same, but sometimes it's a little challenging. I mean, they break it down by genre and style of music and mood and all this kind of stuff. But sometimes it's a little challenging to find because there's so much there that it's hard to find kind of exactly what you're looking for. But I mean, that's what I use.
Yeah, I use the same Epidemic Sound, and I use there's a paid version. I don't know there's a difference between the paid version and the non-paid version, but that's what I use. And I'm actually in there longer searching for the right music to go with the video than I am editing the video, because
Yeah.
it is so searchable and you can pick, all these different combinations and until you find what you want. And it's worked for me. I like it. There's some other ones out there. I haven't really looked into them. But and they're always adding stuff and taking old stuff away too, which is
Yeah.
good
Well,
as
the
well,
other
because you don't want your music being used on 30 other videos.
right. Well, the other thing that's nice too is it kind of again, I'm sure it has an algorithm too, but it also kind of knows the type of music that you've been picking and going through, and it'll actually go through and suggest things that
Yep.
are somewhat similar. So I kind of like that feature too, that it kind of after a while it figures out what you like, and then it suggests the new stuff that's come out or even older ones that you might want to use.
Yeah, I don't play by the rules, so so I was like, somebody else answer this one. Mine's always flagged.
Well, I think Drew, you have an answer. You can use whatever music you want if you don't want to get the copyright hit. I mean, the video still plays. You just get a little alert saying,
Copyright claim.
Yeah. So
yeah.
with
So,
with
I mean-
the music, I've been trying to talk for like 5 minutes, but my mic was muted. So thank you for letting me know. I found out if you're under 1,000 subscribers, the copyright claim doesn't matter. It's just going to say that copyright claim. So whatever. So there's a few YouTube channels and there's a couple add-ons that you can use to just rip the MP3 file off YouTube musics. But there's also a couple YouTube channels that I use. Some of them are just named like vlog music or royalty-free music, or you can even use the YouTube studio music. But if you're under 1,000 subscribers, you use whatever song you want. So that's what I did with my last video, and it did really well. But as I'm editing, I always pick my song first and edit to the song. I want it to match the music perfectly. That's just kind of a thing of mine.
Yeah, for me, that's the biggest thing because everybody knows I like to use badass music in my stuff. And
If we're saying badass music by saying I'm going to use Metallica in every fucking video,
I don't use Metallica and everything. I even use Metallica,
Every other one.
but I might sit here for 2 or 3 hours just working on music.
I mean that's what's going to draw people is the synchrony, the synchrony of the video and the audio.
Yeah, what sets the mood,
Right?
But
Because, like
don't use AC/DC.
No, because they use 3 chords for effing song they use. Every song.
No,
Don't get me started on AC/DC.
No, listen.
I don't like them.
I used an AC/DC song, and it wasn't just a copyright claim. They took the video down. Yeah. I had to go back in and pull it out to get the video to come back up.
But like for this last vlog I filmed, I've figured out that there is no audio. I still have to figure this out. But music and voiceover is going to be key, so I need to figure out music that's going to keep you there, because there's going to be no bike noise. There's going to be no, talking noise. So the music, the audio is what's going to draw you in. You can have shitty video, but ASMR. So if you've got good ASMR, I guess that's a big thing. Gotta have good music.
How is everyone combined live streaming? Well, that'll be another show, because it's been a big learning curve how to do this.
Hey, we've done pretty good tonight though, but we got on an hour and a half early and figured it out. I had to send Randy upstairs in the cage, but next time we'll figure this out.
Oh my gosh. HDVIBE's like, I'm never coming back with these idiots.
No, it's all good.
Hey, I've done nothing but talk him up. I mean, look at his setup. All right, Toby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this crew may have started an underutilized tool.
Trendsetter. Explain, please.
Oh,
If you're saying like our beards are trending, beards have been around for a long time, dude.
we'll have to bring HDVIBE back on just so we can have some hair on this.
Or maybe HDVIBE should just grow a beard and put a hat on.
Maybe.
So I actually have a website that I go and grab all these MP3s off of. You don't have to go and pull, and you don't have to take the video and put it on something else to get the sound off of. It's an actual website. It's free. You can pull all these songs off of.
So do dudes. We call them bears.
Chicks dig beards. Copyright can hurt your claims or hurt your searchability, but so does being under 1,000 subs because you're not making them any money, and that's just a fact to the algorithm. Unless it's something viral that people are specifically going in and claiming. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Drew, this is your thing.
I got it set up to where it's on everybody's channels, and
Yeah.
the reason we did this, just so everybody know, is I
Keep it up.
appreciated these guys helping start this thing. I appreciate the guests that come on and everything, but with the four of us starting this, I was thinking about the most fair way to where everybody gets the benefit from the live stream, not just one channel. So that's why I have it set up to where we're live streaming on everybody's channel at once. Because the other thing to help out is if we're making sure that we're able to touch as many people as we can. So
That's weird.
Yeah, I think if Toby figures it out, he'll be dropping a live video like every 3 hours on everybody's live.
Be like, I'm Toby, and I took over your channel.
Toby takes over everybody's channel. He is everywhere. That dude is seriously everywhere.
Oh, this is for you, Father Robert.
I'm not saying they don't rule, and AC/DC sucks as well as Guns N' Roses. They all use it's 3 chords. I could pick up a guitar and play any of their songs. But yeah, Metallica. First of all, I don't want to cuss. F Lars Ulrich, but everybody else is fine.
Oh, but I'm just going through here and looking.
How? Oh, see, that's what I was getting at. That's why I said, Drew, this is your thing. I mean, I know how, but you're the one that did
it. I know how, but you're the one that did it.
So I know how.
You're the one that gets the headache every week.
You should just explain for the people that don't know how.
We're using StreamYard.
Yeah.
And on StreamYard, you can do a thing called Teams, where you can have multiple people on to one account, and it allows you
like an 80-year-old woman. Sorry.
And you can put everybody's channels as a destination or where you want to stream at. And the cool thing about this with us is all of us can use this platform anytime we want to. And it was just my way of figuring out there might be a better way out there, but it was a way for me to figure out how to get everybody's channels involved that's helping with this.
Yeah, and I think you're probably the only one doing that's kind of in our sphere of influences because you ought to feel super smart there, Drew, because you know something Toby doesn't know. That's hard to do.
I just pushed the red button and let it go kaboom.
Okay, nobody's kicking Toby. We love Toby. So
love Toby.
Just hush. We like Toby.
Nobody kicks Toby except my voice says if Toby says don't eat the hamburger, don't eat the damn hamburger.
No,
if Bry was here, Toby would be in the clear, but he's not. Yeah. So Toby's getting it.
But Well, you know what I like to do? I like to go around the old table here and we do the final thoughts. Let everybody do their final thoughts. So, what? What's up? Bolt Buckets in the who? Where's
Bolt
Bolt Bucket?
Bucket's
at?
here.
Where's?
He's here.
Bolt Bucket, say hi.
Yeah, say hi, Bolt Bucket. You been lurking in the background?
You know, it's Australia. He's probably chasing kangaroos. So come on, Drew. What are we doing? Ah, there he was.
Oh, there he is. So he says, "I'm here."
We love Bolt. Oh, we should mention we're trying to get Bolt Bucket to the States. Bolt Bucket, drop your thing. Yeah, it's that way. No, it's that way. Whatever. Drew, go ahead.
Well, before we get into that, I just thought like HDVIBE has one of the best backgrounds for live streaming I have seen. And I just came up with a great video idea for all of us. We all ride to HDVIBE's place and we do like a YouTube version of Cribs and he shows us the story.
It's only just right here. That's it.
We'll just film that. We'll film it from like 10 different angles and make it to 30 minutes.
So he's actually homeless. He just like begged some old lady.
It's just a backdrop. No.
Yeah.
Dude,
Just
it's
a green
badass.
screen.
I love it. It's not as like the one time when Buffalo had a picture of his garage, and I've been in his garage. And I thought he was really in his garage.
Yeah.
Still have it.
I was like, "Did you clean your garage up? Like, where's the Tahoe at? Like, what's going on?"
I decided to change up the background a little bit, showcase our beautiful Sandia Mountains.
I was going to say it's the Sandia Mountains, which I dropped a video on that the other day or a few weeks back.
I didn't want to have my garage, a couple garages.
A couple
on the thing, so I changed it up.
Oh, you fooled me when you did that. I was like, hang on, I was just in that garage.
How many freaking garages you got? All right, Drew, what were you gonna say?
All right,
closing it out here.
There's the garage. But anyways, I like to do a final thought. Go around the room. You can promote your channel. You can give any advice you want to. You can give the finger. I don't care. It's your final thoughts. And we'll start way over there, and we'll start with SinisterClutch, since he's been kind of quiet, and Father Bobber's been talking over top of him.
No, I have not.
I gotta let him talk sometimes. Final thoughts. I want to say thanks for having me on the live stream. I really appreciate it. Hope I get to meet some of you guys that I've not met yet, besides this guy. That guy over there. And please like, share, and subscribe everybody's channel. Check everybody's stuff. Appreciate you watching.
All right, Father Bobber.
Okay, the only reason I've been talking a lot tonight is because I've learned a lot tonight. And the diversity in this group, when we were asking HDVIBE about his how-to videos, really got my brain going. We all have our different style. I act like an idiot. I also try to make it look good. He travels all over the place, and he makes it look good. HDVIBE, I mean, look at him. Look at him. Drew, you guys are nomads. Your wife is a traveling nurse, and you guys are just making it happen on the road. We were at West Virginia. We had a question about green screens. Green screens earlier. You're not going to answer that because you're green screen. No, but what I've learned is this community is so diverse, and no matter where we come from or where we ride or what we ride, we're all in it together, and we're all best freaking friends. And that's kind of where this channel started. Is we're all small channels doing different things, and we're all trying to give our separate input. So I just act like an idiot and whatever. Oh wait, just don't get Father drunk, then he won't shut up. Okay. You know what? It's too late for that. So next up, Adam, go.
I just want to thank Rick and
Toby,
Randy. Oh, go ahead.
Toby said we need to get you to quiet down.
So I got caught up in the show and was learning a whole lot from you guys tonight. So I know nothing about tags. So. But I want to thank Rick and Randy for coming on. I did learn a lot tonight, and can't wait to meet you guys either. Randy, Rick, coming out to West Virginia, and
Absolutely.
we'll
Yep.
go for some rides.
All right. The man, the legend, El Buffalo.
Final thoughts. I think I appreciate everybody getting on. I wish I could respond to everybody that's out there, but this is a pretty tight knit community, and support is awesome. So I hope you guys go and support these channels that we're showcasing. We believe in them. We like what they're doing, and that's why they're here. So let's give them some support. Last thing is, we talked about hashtags and stuff like that. There's no magic bullet. There's no magic deal. You just keep going and take this information and learn from it, and go back to some of your old videos and jazz them up a little bit and see what happens. That's what this channel's all about. And it's not about promoting us; it's about promoting these guys, and that's what we're here for. So, thank you.
All right, HDVIBE, with your beautiful hair, will you tell us something great?
Well, I'll try. How about I'll get philosophical.
All right.
So I think about it like this. If it weren't for motorcycles, I wouldn't have met all of you guys. I wouldn't be putting videos together about motorcycles and motorcycle related stuff. And I think most importantly, and I think somebody mentioned it earlier, is that I have met so many people in the 5 months that I've had my YouTube channel. I've had my Instagram channel that was really motorcycle related stuff, but I really didn't get to meet and interact with people. But through this medium, I have met so many great people. I think the community is very supportive. Everyone has been very supportive of me, and I do my best to support anybody in this community. And I really appreciate you guys having me on here. And like the other guy said, please subscribe to all of the channels. I've got a whole list of people that have sent me stuff, and I've been very delinquent in sort of, I've sent stuff out, but I haven't been able to mention them. And if it's okay, I'm going to run through a list real quick of people that have sent me stuff. So first off, I think he was out here earlier, Ozarks HD Rider, who fellow Missourian, Harley Diners and Rides from Canada, Blues Heart Biker from Fresno, California, We Ride West Virginia, thanks Adam, Chestnut Mountain Tin Man, and Gliding on Twos, Harley Geezer, High Tech Redneck, Adventure Tomac, Harley Fatboy Jr., and Wind Road Therapy, who I've seen. She's always in this stuff, participating and supporting. And that's the other thing I'm going to say is small channels. One of the, I think the best things that we can do is support others when they do live premieres. Get involved in the chats, because that's where you're going to meet people, and that's where you're going to get like-minded people looking at your channel, looking at your content, and helping you out. That's it.
That's it. So before I start mine, Toby likes to say he thinks that HDVIBE really likes symmetry. Just look at his back wall. No, man. Hey, I started my stuff to let the family know what we were doing. I never knew that my journey would bring me to such great people. And I feel like I'm the most blessed person in the world, because I'm never a stone's throw away from somebody cool to talk to or hang out or ride with. And I appreciate everybody that supports the Small Channel Mafia. I really hope that the community just keeps growing, and we do our best to work together to help everybody bring their dreams to creation. Whether it's just to make videos or where it's to actually do something, hopefully we can work together. And one day, when you make that dream come true, we say, "Yeah, man, I remember when you started doing this." So, with everybody in the room, thanks for being a part of it. Everybody in the chat room, thanks for the big support that you guys have. Thank you to SinisterClutch. Thank you to HDVIBE. Man, you awesome guests. Man, you guys really set the bar starting out there. So, with that being said, we'll see you guys next month. Everybody stick around and have a good week.